New tonight, we're hearing from the man who shot and killed a giant wild boar on his family farm. This same boar, the one officials from SLED examined as part of their investigation into horse attacks in the Upstate. The man who shot the boar says he's sure it gashed one of his family's horses in Spartanburg County, telling us it displayed unusual, aggressive behavior. SLED closed its investigation into those horse attacks earlier this week, telling Upstate neighbors wild boars are responsible for those attacks. Matt KAUFAX joining us live in studio tonight. And Matt, you spoke to the man who some are calling a hometown hero.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Tori. And Austin Moore says since he shot this rogue boar, there have been no more attacks or incidents on his family's farm in that area involving horses being stabbed or gashed. Local law enforcement working with SLED also found evidence in that same area and around that vicinity that Moore shot the boar, linking hogs to horse attacks which paralyzed an entire community for weeks. Austin Moore says the recent horse attacks in the Upstate had him shaken. His grandfather owns dozens of horses throughout the region.
When this was happening, it was so traumatic. As soon as I heard about it, I called him and I was like, hey, make sure all your horses are good, make sure nothing's going wrong.
It was especially traumatic when one of his family's prized horses was gashed.
Had to get it around its ankle and on its butt. Had to have stitches, but after I've shot it, we've had no more incidents.
He's talking about killing a wild boar, which investigators say weighed 500 pounds with nearly 3-inch tusks.
I think it was on this post.
Moore saw it on his property, causing his horses to panic, and captured this cell phone video one late November day.
Chasing the horses.
All the horses was running, they'd run down the pasture and they'd run back up, and they kept running in circles, like around it. They was all trying to corner it in and get it.
A couple days later, he took matters into his own hands.
I'd come out here and I got on this post behind me here, and he was right over here out in the middle of the pasture. I was waiting for him. He was looking at me and I was like, God, he's about to run, and then he just turned perfect for me.
SLED's subsequent investigation revealed boar droppings and hoof prints right in key areas where horses were gored in the middle of the night within that time frame.
I personally don't know why he was coming in here. I don't know if there was something, because he was actually walking toward our house from the woods.
Moore also adds boars have been a problem on his land before.
5 years ago, we had probably, I want to say 5 or 6 on camera every single night for a couple months.
Boars?
Boars, yes, like huge black wild boars.
He still doesn't know what the boar might have been after, but experts we spoke to say a search for food could have been a factor. Moore is just relieved.
It does feel pretty good.
Moore says his family thought about taking the horses away and baiting the hogs into the pasture to kill the rest of them, but since they haven't seen anything unusual attacks or even any hogs around since that one was shot, they're leaving it alone and keeping a close watch. And one thing I want to add is that, a lot of horse owners have been saying, well, I've never seen this behavior from a hog. It's been, decades since we've seen anything like this, or have never seen anything like this. That's because experts tell us the last attack of a hog on an adult horse happened 38 years ago. So it is rare, but it can happen. That's what we want to stress. Tori, back to you.
Matt KAUFAX doing a lot of digging into that.